Ladies and gentlemen, 9:02 Amsterdam time. I think Maxime will live soon. One sec. 30 people watching. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, we're starting. We are starting. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new midweek update. It is Thursday right now. It is the 20th of March. And things are progressing with a rapid pace. 2 weeks ago, only bearishness, a lot of hate online. But the last 2 days have been pretty different. I'm starting to miss the bearishness a bit. I'm starting to miss the FUD. I mean, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? A bit of drama. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? If you got any questions, let me know in the chat or in the comments down below. And do not forget to also, if you can, hit the like button. Very important. I'm going to talk about a few things today. I want to talk, of course, about Bitcoin. I want to talk about the latest FOMC decision. I want to talk about Crow Bitcoin, because Crow Bitcoin, very important. I want to talk about the rainbow chart. A rainbow chart right now below the green bounce. I want to talk about the stock market. And while we're talking about stocks, I also want to talk about the topic really of this video, which is potentially an initial public offering for the Crypto.com company. And what does this mean for Cronos? What does that mean for Crow? Does it have to do anything with the 70 billion tokens? A lot of speculation, guys. So let me know what you think. Hello. Quick hello here first to Mr. Nobody. Greetings from Austria. Me, myself, welcome. Strapping in right now. Maxine, welcome. VDG from the land of the waffles. Snake Eyes, welcome, dude. Me, myself again. Slava from the Czech Republic. And we got Gary here. Gary is very confident we're going down to 75k. Or maybe even lower. 67. Let's talk about Bitcoin while people are still coming in. And again, guys, hit that like button, helps me a lot. You guys have been absolutely smashing it. Really, it's crazy. Let's go to Bitcoin, right? Because honestly, while Gary, and I get it, right? I mean, there are quite a lot of fundamental reasons, potential recession, why going down to 75k is in the cards. I'm not saying it is not possible. I think, though, it is somewhat unlikely. And let me explain. And if you disagree, Gary, please fill me in. Short-term trend here, this is the Bitcoin chart. Here. Oh, I think the music is a bit loud. Let me quickly fix the music, guys. Shalom, Chev as well. Shalom, welcome. Let me fix that quickly. Hello as well to Cliff Company. To the moon and beyond. I saw actually today a clip by Elon Musk. Elon Musk is saying 1 million people on Mars in 20 years. That sounds so futuristic. Anyways, let's go to the Bitcoin chart. So actually, if you take a look here at this trend line, on the short term, right now, Bitcoin is actually having quite a nice bounce. We even tried to break the important 87k level. And why is that important? Well, I actually have to open a different chart, which has to do with the CME gaps. But you can believe me, guys, 87k is an important test because of the CME gap there at about 87k. But still, I think right now we are in an uptrend, at least for the short term, which is kind of promising. I think the big test will be here when we start to hit, let's say 89, 90k, about 90k. That will be a big one. Once we get above 90k, I think a lot of bullishness can return in the market, but only time can tell, guys. Only time can tell. No financial advice. Gary's like, I hope you're right. No, we don't. Trade Confident on YouTube thinks that Trade Confident. Okay. I've not heard of that channel before yet. I have not heard of that channel before. I mean, there are quite a lot of reasons, guys. Even Donald J. Trump talked about a potential recession. I think, though, and let's directly go to the FOMC meeting we had yesterday, they're starting to slow down quantitative tightening. That means basically the money printer, it is getting ready. It is getting ready, and that typically is good, not only for Bitcoin, not only for altcoins, but also for stocks. It is really good for all the markets out there. A bit less good for gold, but even gold can rally during those times. Gold, by the way, is performing crazy. It is performing crazy. But okay, so that FOMC meeting, still, the interest rates are at about 4.5%, so not a big change there. Not a big change, but all as expected. All as expected. Starting from the June session, the June FOMC meeting, we can actually expect a reduction. We can expect a reduction according to the current expectations in the market, at least. And I think also we just have to wait and see. The tariffs right now that we get on many markets, those are just getting started as well. So I would say, ladies and gentlemen, the market is actually looking quite good, like from a bigger point of view, right? We've got to zoom out. We've got to zoom out. And also for anyone feeling very bullish, a year ago, we're trading a lot lower. We're trading a lot lower for Bitcoin. I cannot say the same thing for Cronos, though. I cannot say the same thing for Cronos. Oh, well, actually, a year ago, March 2024, yeah. March 2024, we were a lot higher. We were a lot higher. Yeah, the yearly ROI, it's pretty bad right now for Cronos. But again, I think it also is important to remember because the short-term resistance levels are easily broken, are so easily broken for Cronos. And we're also going to talk about this soon, the AMA, of course. I want to quickly, though, before we start to really dive into Cronos and more crypto-related topics, I also want to showcase this here because we are pretty much bouncing for the S&P 500, so the stock market, Dow Jones Index here. We're pretty much bouncing on the 50-week. Pretty much bouncing on the 50-week, like Bitcoin. So if we go to the weekly, and let me zoom out a bit. You see that blue line here? You see that blue line here? Bounce. Bounce. And that is really interesting, ladies and gentlemen. That is really interesting because the last time the S&P made a bounce, that was in October 23. That was in October 23. And how much did we go up from that point onwards? How much did we go up? 35%. And for the S&P, that's huge. Typically, I think we go up 10%, 8 to 10% on average. So 35 and yeah, what is it right now? 1.5 years. Huge. Huge. Solid Snake, hi Coin Baron, you're my favorite Crow influencer right now. You're the only one we didn't but Crow. Let's quickly talk about that. Let's quickly talk about that because I mean the fact that we had so little information, made it really easily for people to feel uncertain, right? Little information creates uncertainty, creates fear. So I mean, it's kind of logical that I hate the word influencers, but people that, you know, make videos, let's say like that, guys. People that make videos, they feel uncertain. However, if you're feeling uncertain about, you know, crypto.com, you got to look back at the history. You got to look back at the history. There was a lot of fear and uncertainty during the FTX days. Not much transparency. During the card slashing day, so the card rewards you can see over there. Amazing, by the way. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of fear, but we survived. And I do believe that every time something like this happens, we do survive, you know. And I'm still looking forward to the AMA. Let's quickly bring up the tweet because if anyone is not knowing what I'm talking about, I created a video yesterday. I tried to be a bit more, you know, consistent with videos. But this is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to happen. An AMA. An actual... Oh, what's this? DevTools? No. 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 An actual AMA here with Chris Marszalek, CEO and co-founder of Crypto.com. It's happening at 1 p.m. Singapore time and 5 a.m. UTC. By the way, to anyone that is interested, I will be live streaming this event. So if you like to see, beforehand a bit of anticipation and afterwards a bit of an after party or an after discussion, feel free to join the stream as well. I think it's going to be very interesting. This is going to be most likely the biggest AMA since the last one. Because the last time, I think everyone was feeling very bullish. So there was a lot of anticipation because of the roadmap, but the roadmap already kind of ruined everything because he spilled all the cards. He spilled all the cards already. This time around, the AMA is really about what's the future going to look like, because we don't really have a future roadmap for Zero right now. At least it doesn't feel like it. This is absolutely new. So for anyone asking, I will quickly bring up the roadmap. So the roadmap for Cronos, guys, the roadmap for the Cronos chain and for Cronos didn't actually talk about anything related an additional, additional mint of new tokens. Here you can see the roadmap. This is the roadmap for Zero, for Cronos. It only talked about a new token burn. Nothing about a new mint. And I don't know if you should actually, bring it up. If you should bring it up in a roadmap that we're going to mint new tokens. I mean, that will scare a lot of people, right? But also, I think it's basically also a new event. It's based on, I think, the meetings with Donald J. Trump. And let me bring it up as well quickly. So, as I mentioned, it's going to be happening with CEO Chris, the AMA. And Chris had a meeting with Trump. First, I think, here at Mar-a-Lago, then also at the Crypto Summit. And Chris is talking a lot about this. Chris is talking a lot about meeting Donald J. Trump. You can see it here in his tweet. Well, we are very bullish on our future, particularly in the US market. My meeting with the president gave me this confidence. So that meeting with Donald J. Trump is very important. And it only happened after the fact, right? That happened after creating the roadmap. So, I mean, it's a new factor. It's a new factor that we couldn't really predict beforehand. That's also why I did mention in all my roadmap videos that I think a roadmap is cool, right? But we cannot really predict the future. Things will always happen. Things will always happen. And you can't predict everything like this. Like a new administration that is... We know Donald J. Trump was bullish about, crypto and such, right? He talked about the reserve. He talked about, creating the US capital, but that he's really going to closely collaborate with the crypto Tsar, with Coinbase, with the Gemini brothers, with Chris. Did anyone expect that? I didn't. Oscar Ramos, my man. Ladies and gentlemen, quick hello here to Oscar. Oscar's been streaming like a madman recently. I mean, the XRP army has been is back after the resignation or the cancellation really of the XRP Ripple case. Anyways, gives the man a follow. Talking about Oscar and talking about CryptoKid and Black Sea, there will be a very spicy roundtable discussion again with the Crowcast. Very soon. Very, very soon. Thanks for coming by, Oscar. Thanks for coming by. And let me return the favor quickly while you're here. Can I do that? There we go. Oscar, I trust you, man. Admin as well. Thank you very much again. Keep pushing, brother. Thank you very much. Anyways, let's quickly go to the chat as well. I mean, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think it should have been on the roadmap? Or do you trust leadership in this one? I think that's all it requires right now. It's a lot of trust. And hopium. Bit of hopium as well. Bit of opium. AMA, do we stay up or get up early? So I will be getting up very early. It will be happening 6 a.m. Amsterdam time. So I'm getting up early. Probably will starting the stream at 5:30 Amsterdam time. Just make sure, guys, you hit the like button and you actually enable notifications so you can actually wake up when I start the stream for this AMA. It's going to be very exciting. It is going to be very exciting. It is going to be very exciting, honestly. By the way, if anyone is going to ask questions, and I think honestly you can ask critical questions. I think Chris is actually open to answer critical questions. It is not like a pre-recorded stream, but I think the questions will be chosen. They will be chosen beforehand. If you ask a question, and you can do so by opening this Google form here, make sure you ask questions in like a polite manner. I know you can ask very critical questions and be somewhat bearish. Also, my main question, and I asked this, is how are we going to make sure that right now, if you go take a look at all the validator power, Crypto.com has a big majority stake regarding the validators, right? So any future vote basically relies on Crypto.com. Any future vote relies on Crypto.com. How can we resolve that, man? How can we actually make this more decentralized? That's my question. I'm 100% sure somebody else asked about the 70 billion mint, of course. So my second question was not even related to the whole minting. I think people ask about it enough. I'm curious about the how's it called again? I'm really curious about the Cortex AI. The Cortex AI. And let me check if I can bring it up on the screen right now. The Cortex AI. Yeah, it's going to be happening on the 25th of March. The 25th, like me, myself was mentioning here. So welcome, Sanjay, by the way. And XGen as well. I see Sunshine. Let's strap in. Beautiful, beautiful. Mark Cameron, welcome. Is Crow going to be locked with the stock? Ooh, that's some good speculation here. That is some good speculation. Average length of recession is only like 6 months, I think. Markets recover sooner than the rest of the economy. Yeah, so markets have this tendency of predicting or, well, front-running an actual recession. Also, recessions are often declared after the fact, right? They're often declared after the fact. But let me bring up the actual Crypto.com roadmap quickly. The Crypto.com roadmap. Da-da-da-da. There we go. By the way, very interesting, this one. Very interesting, this one for myself. They checked off rewards on Bitcoin. They checked off the rewards on Bitcoin item. I don't know what it is. Rewards on Bitcoin. Is it the supercharger? Is it the earn? I mean, the earn has been there already for ages, but maybe not in every jurisdiction. Curious what it is. So my question is about this here, Cortex AI. In the roadmap AMA back in November, Chris was actually super bullish about this part. But since then, we hit nothing. Nothing. And it's only about 3 months out, right? It's only about 3 months out. In about 3 more months, we're going to start with Q3. And we should start to see the first AI parts really of this roadmap. So I'm curious. I'm super curious about this one. Especially because it's like you got two main teams here, right? You got Level Up. They got the Level Up launch with the cards. That was big. And right now we got the Cortex AI. Sanjay's also curious. Yeah, man. It's a big question. For me, it's a big question. Chris is coming in. I know a lot of people do not like the minting of new tokens, but look at the bigger picture. This is actually super bullish long term. Chris has something up his sleeve, which is why he doesn't care. I mean, he is super confident, right? I mean, he's super confident. I had a talk with this about... I had a talk with Crypto West about this. And I saw the tweet. We got this tweet by Chris, and let me bring the tweet up quickly as well. We got this tweet a while back that basically said, well, if you don't believe in me, if you don't like the plan, just sell. Don't know if I can find it somewhere. He tweeted it a while back, just before the crypto summit. No, just after the crypto summit, right? Don't know where it is. Ah, here it is. Yeah. So what he mentioned, if you do not, share our vision, feel free to vote or feel free to sell. And some people, find it very, very rude to their investor base, right? To their current CRO holders, because he's 100% tweeting about this. He's subtweeting, but he doesn't care. This is definitely about Crow, of course. But this is, I think, also a bit of a cultural thing. So I live in the Netherlands, and I do have some Polish friends as well. And Chris, if I'm correct, he grew up in Poland. He's a Polish guy. Chris Marzelek, I think he lives in Hong Kong or Singapore these days. Maybe in New York soon, though. But in many European countries, especially in the northern ones, we tend to be very direct. So we say very rude things like this. We say, feel free to sell. Just, you don't agree, sell. You don't agree, sell. And the funny thing is, I think also Trump is a bit like that too. I think Trump has mentioned in numerous occasions, right, that if you don't like what he's doing in the States, you're free to leave the country. So in that respect, he's pretty similar as Trump. Not to make it too political here, but well. Alberto, welcome. VG, can't wait to hear what Chris has to say. So my speculation, right? What he's going to say. And let me know what your questions are again. But let's go to the tweet. What I really like to emphasize, here, and again, guys, like and subscribe. Do not forget. What I like to emphasize on the tweet here is this hashtag, and I talked about it in the video yesterday. Make CRO great again. $Crow. Chris doesn't do that often. He doesn't talk about CRO often, and he definitely doesn't tweet about CRO often. He never does it, actually. He never ever talks about CRO. And this time around, I got the feeling he's going to be talking a lot about CRO in this AMA. So yes, he's going to talk about the mint. So don't be afraid. He's going to address, I think, the elephant in the room. And if I were him, I would start with that. I would definitely start with that. Because we're all curious about the master plan. Here. And that's the big question, right? But he doesn't do this, guys. So make sure this is absolutely a big thing. I've been into CRO. I've been into crypto.com since 2019. And I've been following Chris for a long time. And also the other people. Steve has been in the company for a long time. Gary Orr. I haven't heard a thing about him anymore. But basically all the leadership that's still relevant right now. Also Eric. They don't really post about CRO often. Sometimes about the Cronos chain. More as a partnership. But CRO is not often mentioned, really. They're trying to be very safe in that regard. But he's going to talk about the mint. That's definitely going to be the case. I also think he's going to talk about this here. About the ambassadors. About the CRO ambassadors or Crypto.com ambassadors. So you might have heard the story that some ambassadors have been banned from X. Some ambassadors, I'm talking about Pampa de la Pampa. Or Pampa. Silla, Khan, Chaz. A lot of, notable people, I would say, on X. They all got banned. And that was pretty funny because they are pretty polite people. They do not yell. Pretty nice people. But they got banned because I think they are ambassadors of Cronos chain, of Crypto.com. And people don't like that. People were very, very furious about the whole mint and the whole storyline surrounding it. Agree, Coin Baron, the big CB bro, and the Coin Baron Crow bro. Always level-headed info with no hype or shillings. Most dedicated Crow influencers. Yeah, I cannot talk today. Still some medicine. Yeah, but yeah, guys, this is, I think, the most important thing, what Evervar is mentioning here. I don't like to hype things up. I don't like to hype things up. Some people are always saying, breaking news this, breaking news that, you know. Shut up. Not everything is breaking news. The only breaking news was, I think, really the Mint. The Mint was breaking news. Other than that, this is the same thing. People were saying, breaking news, FOMC. No rate changes. That was super expected. Big nothing burger. Big nothing burger. But again, thanks everyone. Thank you very much. Steven, you know, Chris, he is super confident about legally stealing from us on a technicality. I mean, in the end, the vote was legit. That's the strange part, isn't it, Steven? The vote is legit. I mean, Cronos chain can't help it that everyone is right and just putting the zero on the crypto.com exchange. And that's also what they accept the terms. So people, when they actually put money on the crypto.com exchange for the Visa cards, they accept in the terms that crypto.com can use their funds to, for example, stake on their behalf. And if people let crypto.com stake on their behalf, yeah, well, of course, they're gonna stake on their own validators. That makes sense. So yeah, I mean, he's winning. We're going to the moon, not to Venus. Welcome, Haven, welcome. Maybe Cortex AI is a super accurate trading bot. If that will be everything, me, myself, I would be very disappointed. That's the only thing. I'm hoping for a bigger picture. James, welcome to the community. Strap in, my dude. Welcome. Baron, welcome. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. When crow $50? Never. Sorry, not going to happen. Blockchain, welcome. So, Tidiani coming in. Coin Baron, you mentioned here IPO. Or do you mean ICO? Ha! That's actually a good question. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about I think the big elephant in the room today. That's my big elephant in the room today. I want to talk about the potential for a crypto.com stock. Yes, a crypto.com stock. Let's talk about it, guys, because I don't know if you've seen it. I talked about it in the video yesterday as well, but it wasn't really the focus. I think yesterday the AMA was the focus. But let's talk about this, because this is also pretty freaking unique. This is really, I think, one of the first times I've seen this in the crypto.com history. A very open discussion about crypto.com here and their revenue. $1.5 billion in a revenue. $1.5 billion. I was thinking about this, and let's quickly talk about the number. I think the number makes sense. If you take a look at the public numbers, for example, from Kraken, also 1.5 billion. I think, though, it is pretty low. If you take a look at the numbers that also Coinbase made public, it can be more. So there is still room to grow. And they really tried to grow because of spending about $700 million. $700 million of that 1.5. Basically, half their revenue is marketing. It's a crazy number, isn't it? It's a crazy number. By the way, welcome, Miller. Welcome, Miller Frank. So they're spending a lot of money here on branding. And also, they do mention they have about $500 million of operating cost. So that means staff, that means salaries, that means licenses for also the systems, software, hardware, whatever they need. So they say it's running quite efficient, but still, of course, $500 million is a lot, but it makes sense also if you take a look at crypto.com as a company that's operating worldwide with a lot of licenses. So it makes sense, right? So all the numbers he's mentioning here is pretty good. And also, they're mentioning a 300 million net profit. That's good. But why would you make this public? That is, I think, very interesting. So what many exchanges are doing, this is going to the speculation, right? There are a few options right now. What what many exchanges do, they actually buy back the token. They buy back the token they offered in the past. So OKB, for example, or Binance, the Binance BNB token, they buy back the token with a percentage of their net profits. So could they be doing that with their net profit? Is that why they made it public? Because it's going to be public anyway soon. Speculation I'm starting to hear. That's some speculation I'm starting to hear. But I think that's not the most likely outcome. That's my honest opinion, though. It's an option, but I think it's not the most likely option. I want to go to a quick tweet on my reaction to this. My first reaction to this was listing coming. And why? Why was that my first reaction here? When Kraken released their numbers, so again, you can see here that all the numbers by Kraken, $1.5 billion of revenue. And also their revenue, so their actual net profit also in the ranges of about 300 million. So very comparable company size, very comparable. But the question about Albert was, so when will we see something similar? Are these exchange volumes similar? Are these revenues similar? That was the question from Albert. And the reaction from Chris was, you know, it's good to be able to see everyone's cards without showing yours. When we start sharing all numbers, you can assume a listing is incoming. There is no other reason to do it. No other reason. What is he doing right now? I talked about it in the video as well, but he's sharing the numbers. He's completely sharing all their numbers. So if, you know, Chris is not selling us lies, he basically told us what's coming. A listing. He's going to the New York Stock Exchange. That's why the video title today is, guys, is Crypto.com going to Wall Street? I think it's very likely. So for Kraken, we know. For Kraken, we know an IPO is planned basically for 2026. That's a very clear ambition that they do share. It's a very clear ambition. For Crypto.com, though, they're a private company. We do not know yet. They have always been very silent about this matter, but potential. What will it mean for Crow, though? What will it mean for Crow? Interesting. So quickly to answer the question, I think IPO, initial public offering, not a coin offering, because they've done that. They have done it in the past. What I'm curious about, though, and I don't know if this is even legally possible. So they have got the Crow token. They got the Crow token already. It's been listed for years. The question is, could they make like a hybrid token that also offers all the functionalities of like of a blockchain? Could it also work as a stock at the same time? Can you make it hybrid? Is that even possible? And what does it have to do maybe with the 70 million mint? It's, again, guys, I got a lot of questions, but the timing of all these tweets, is it just coincidence? Makes no sense in my opinion. That's why this AMA is going to be super exciting. It's probably filled with all kind of explanations that maybe don't make sense, right? I think also we will get some very vague answers because maybe still some things are not polished out perfectly. We'll see. Steven, coin is in this. Coin. You mean Coinbase, like coin the stock? Mr. Conundrum, they've been selling Crow forever now, I think. Price never goes up. They just ran out and hope now they really want more. Hope I'm wrong. Some people have been saying this, but also if I take a look at their numbers they shared about their marketing cost, I don't really think they've been you know, just giving out Crow only, right? I mean, they're talking about 700 million of incentives. So incentives are the things we get, for example, with the Visa card. And also, of course, branding costs. So the branding will be for FIFA. That will be for the arena. But with this big number, $700 million in 1 year, that's a lot, by the way. I think they will ramp up marketing, I think, in an upcoming like 5 years, but they will also start to, I think, slowly reduce as well. But well, I think they don't necessarily need to you know, just give out free Crow from their own balance sheet. I think they can just pay for that themselves. That's a question, of course, though. I believe the culture should be like Wyoming. What makes Wyoming culture special, Haven? I don't live there. What makes Wyoming so special? John, blessings again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I quit buying Crow. Never thought I would. I mean, I've heard that from many people, Haven. I actually bought a lot yesterday myself. I bought a lot yesterday myself. When we had the pump, let me quickly share a quick story here. When we had the pump from Bitcoin, I was kind of expecting us to have a good move. I was having maybe a bit I was a bit overestimating the potential to go to 90k very quickly. Bitcoin, when Bitcoin starts moving, it moves so quickly. So I bought in probably over here. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is the 4-hour chart. I bought in about these levels, so about 7.8, where we are basically right now, once again. So now let's see if it's going to pay out. I think the AMA is going to be the very important catalyst. And I quickly want to show you this. The last time we had an AMA, it was over here. It was on the 8th of November. I think it was over here. From the AMA onwards, we rose about, about 88%. From the AMA onwards, we rose about 88%. Just, let's say it's going to be freaking bullish again. Let's say we're going to repeat something like that. We could go back to this upper trend line here for the green band, which is actually quite plausible in my opinion. And let's say Bitcoin also has a bit of a rally. I mean, it's still in its uptrend, right? Still in its uptrend from the day time frame. If Bitcoin also is going up and we combine that with the fact that we also get some bullish news from the AMA, I mean, that could also bring us maybe to the blue band. That's a bit of a bullish, you know, outlook. I don't know. It's speculation again. Gotta wait and see though. Blockchain poodles. I feel you, man. You bought in at 14 cents, but you've been holding for 5 years. You've been holding for 5 years. That's a long time, dude. Welcome. I also bought in back in 2019. By the way, 5 years, that's 2020 already. COVID days, ladies and gentlemen, COVID days. Can you remember COVID? A long time, a long time. Let's hope we never get something like that anymore. So Dinzo is saying something very important. I think he's on the right path here. Crow is moving with the rest of crypto. When everything is pumping, you know, Crow will pump as well. It's very simple. Yeah, it is true. It's very true. And we're still waiting for that altcoin season as well. By the way, a quick shout out here to Dinzo, because I mean, I don't know, Dinzo, is that your dog? Very cute. Very cute. Yeah, I mean, yeah, true. So Eve, we're waiting for Eve. Eve went back to $2,000 yesterday. I was getting maybe a bit too bullish, because seeing Eve get back to $2,000, in my opinion, it was like, yes, start sign for big recovery. Eve doesn't just climb like that often, right? By the way, guys, thank you so much. 111 people watching right now. Press the like button if you haven't done that yet. We're talking about a potential IPO for the Crypto.com company, based on a tweet by Chris Marszalek. Because he's basically saying it. You can assume a listing is coming. Oh, you can't see my screen. Beautiful. Yeah, so the tweet is here by Chris Marszalek. You can assume a listing is coming. And that was not that long ago. It was on February 4th. I don't know. He likes to be good friends, right? We know from Chris he likes to be good friends with Donald J. Trump. So what I don't know, again, it's again a bit of speculation here, but let's say they need Crypto.com to be American registered, right? Let's say they need Crypto.com to be registered on the New York Stock Exchange in order to see Crow as like an American-made crypto or an American-made digital asset, right? That could be a good move. I mean, go to the US Stock Exchange. It's a bit of speculation again, though. lot of speculation based on not my tweets, on Chris's own tweets. Mr. Apple, Chris got some balls saying to vote when he has the majority of the vote. Yeah, I mean, that felt a bit wrong as well. I'm gonna say that. I like him to be blunt. He needs to be blunt, in my opinion, as a CEO. I rather have, you know, I don't know if you say that in English, but I want to have the bad news first, right? Bad news first. Biting through the sour apple. Is that a saying in English? And Chris is good at doing things like that. How much crypto.com coin do you have? Too much. I'm gonna talk, Miller. I'm gonna talk about a portfolio video soon. I released something to the member shorts yesterday, but yeah, soon. Stupid Stoops, CDC stablecoin comes out and in use for the US government. Wow, that would be also a very bullish catalyst. That's going to happen. I think that's still Circle, and Circle's a big one. Circle, also US, it's US made. It's an important thing you mentioned there, because today there was this little video by Donald J. Trump saying stable coins will get easier regulation because they will also strengthen the US dollar. So you might be onto something here. You might be onto something. What do you think about Loaded Lions versus Crow with Knife? Loaded Lions will win. I mean, a lion versus a crow. What do you think will win in I mean, cats can eat crow almost, and a lion is a big cat. Yeah, Fed slow down QT and starting QE in April. No, not necessarily actually. It's going to be slowing down QT, and that will happen in April. And I think in June we can see actual QT. The money supply is growing though. The money supply is growing. Wouldn't CDC IPO be bullish for Crow? It depends. I think it depends. If you get both a stock for crypto.com and you got zero, it's going to be very weird. It's going to be very weird, right? Because would you rather own a crypto.com stock or would you rather own zero? I don't know. I don't know. Also, Godfather expects a listing for both Crow and Line. And also, I think Godfather is having some good sources, because I also saw a tweet by Binance that they're saying they try to make their listing governance, so the way Binance choose coins to list, a lot more transparent and also open for the public, so you can actually vote on it. I think in the past, I think something happened between CZ, so Xiangpeng Zhao, and also Chris. Big friends in the past. I think also Binance listed the original MCO token from the Monaco company, so the former crypto.com company. But, you know, they don't want to list Crow. Not yet. It will be super bullish, though. It will be super bullish. Will Johnson, is a Wall Street listing even bullish for Crow? That's the question again. How are you feeling, Will, if you don't mind answering? Because I think I saw you quite bearish after the whole minting debacle, I would say. Is the AMA anything, you know, relieving pain? Does it feel like that to you? Does it feel like anyone in the chat right now? Did it help? To me, I think I saw a big change, really. If you go to Twitter, I mean, these tweets yesterday made all the difference. They made all the difference, really, for the whole CrowFam community. I mean, this tweet alone, I think, was big. But let me know, did it help? Did it change anything? I actually got a few comments like, hey, Coin Baron, I know I posted some very bearish comments on your videos, but I actually bought back in Crow again. I mean, no hate. If you sell your Crow, I'm also fine with it, right? I mean, it's no financial advice anyways. No financial advice. The only financial advice I give is with this ball here. Let's quickly say, guys. Let's ask the A ball here. Dear Abel, will we get a crypto.com IPO? Will we get a crypto.com IPO? I hate it. This thing doesn't work always. It's sometimes too dark to see. It's like you need to give it a good rinse. Good rinse. It's by the way glow in the dark. Sometimes it's yeah, I see it. Focus, and you will see. I need some more glow in the darkness. Absolutely. Okay, there we go. According to the Able, absolutely. Interesting. Looks like Crow is listed on Robinhood. What? No way. Is it true? There will be some breaking news. Can maybe somebody confirm that? I don't have access to Robinhood over here. If anyone in the chat could confirm that, please, that would be super bullish. Hey Peter, welcome. Hi Coinbauer, and I just entered the live stream. I will review the video from the start. Have a nice evening. I hope you can hear some good news. You can hear a lot of good news. I think it's I think a lot more bullish than the last 2 weeks. Hope you have a good evening though. Welcome guys, by the way. Pete as well. Mr. Conundrum. Yes, it is. Whoa. Guys, breaking news. Breaking freaking news here. Thank you very much. What's the price doing? What's the price doing over here? Let's go to Cronos quickly. Did the price react? Did it do anything? Let's go to Crow here. Let's go to the minute chart. This is like fresh news, right? I don't know. By the way, thank you very much. What was that? Shit, did I miss it? Grace, welcome. So it is on it's on Robinhood, but not tradable. Yeah. Okay. So no price action. Yeah. I'm also not seeing anything really. This is the 5-minute chart. I do not trade the 5-minute chart, but sometimes it's interesting to see anyways. Sometimes it's very interesting to see anyways. Did I miss anything here? Guys, breaking news. It's fake news. I don't know anymore, guys. I don't know. Philip Johnson, what's up, profile? Well, apparently, Philip. Apparently, and I need to check this. So it's... I haven't seen it yet, but let's go to Robinhood quickly as well on the Twitter page. Maybe they shared something. Robinhood. Apparently, Robinhood just listed crypto.com or Cronos. Okay, so you can now choose 38 different futures contracts of the most frequently traded stock indexes, crypto, metal, currencies, and energy. That is interesting because they mention future contracts here. Interesting, because I don't know. There is no future contract yet for Crow, right? There is no ETF yet. No way. Are they going to launch the ETF? No, it's not. It's impossible. That's impossible. If guys, they're going to launch the ETF for Cronos, that always takes a lot of time. But well, this is interesting because he's talking about specifically futures here. And futures are typically an ETF. I don't know. CDC is trying to be like Ripple. I mean, Flying B. Ripple is doing quite well, aren't they? Maybe they will pack 1 Crow to $1 US. I wouldn't mind. Armia, welcome. Holding about 25 currencies. How are you doing that? Dude? Honestly, honest question, Armia. How do you keep track of all those 25 tokens? Crazy though. Yeah, a shout out to all the people that got banned. Thank you very much, Sunshine. I mean, it's It's been crazy news, and I still think that pump has not been brought back yet. Majority is back now, but still crazy news. I wanted to stay low until the end of the bull market so I can keep buying cheap. So yeah, I got a bit of a dip myself as well. Me, myself, you guys know I got fired, but at the minute I got fired, I did get a bit of a severance package, I don't know. So I hope I can actually buy a bit more Crow with that money, but let's see, you know, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Crow price is not really reacting if I see, it's the 5-minute chart, guys, so this is not really that important, but you know, it's not really doing anything yet. But if the Robinhood listing is seriously true, it's going to be absolutely huge. I mean, Robinhood has such a big customer base, right? And I don't know if you guys were there. Let's go back to this chart quickly. Let's go back to this chart. I think about here we got the Coinbase listing. About here, at about 35 cents, we got the Coinbase listing, and after the Coinbase listing, we went up, you know, to $1. Not saying Robinhood is as big as Cronos. I think in general a listing on an exchange is not really that big anymore. I think you guys have seen that with, for example, the Kraken listing. Crow got listed on Kraken. But yeah, it's feeling good. Jose, welcome. Strap in. Enjoy. Join the Discord. Link in the description down below. Mish Michaels, thank you very much, Mr. Coin Baron. We're all committed now. So we're just having to be patient. I mean, that's the big thing, right? There's money to be made on chain in the farm, so stop hating on Crow and that. I mean, yeah. I mean, you can be angry, right? You can be angry. I think we don't have to, you know, accept everything, but it's sometimes like this, we have to be, I think, more patient. I think we have to be very patient. So I agree there. But well, let's keep making some more money. Let's cheers to that one. Cheers, man. Cheers, Mr. Michaels. And don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's looking good, guys. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty bullish, and that's pretty weird because if I'm saying that right now, while Crow is at one of the lowest points in time. I've been talking about this a lot. Especially the what is this? I've been talking about this, for example, the relative strength index. Historically seen, it has been good to be buying Cronos during these periods. If you take a look at the weekly, RSI. Oh, and I ruined it. Take a look at the weekly RSI. Buying at these prices has always been good. So I'm still waiting for an actual change here. The fundamental tokenomics have changed a bit, but still we need to wait and see. I think especially the AMA is going to be interesting. But yeah, we're trading right now outside of the rainbow chart, and I'm pretty bullish. I do trust my rainbow chart. But right now we're below it. So that does mean that we need a pump. These are the weekly candles, so we have until Sunday. Crypto is trading 24/7, and as you can see here, we went to about 9 cents earlier in the week. We went to about 9 cents, so this can still flip to green very easily. So where we are right now doesn't really mean anything yet, but I want to see a change in direction, and that will also rely on Bitcoin, as we can see here on the purple trend line. And I think that the purple trend line can hold. It can definitely hold, but we have to wait and see. I think this weekend will be interesting. In general, I hear a lot of people being very bullish about the month of April and also June and May. Matt Crafter, I fear it is going to be another nothing burger for Crow. Let me ask it to you then, Mr. Matt Crafter. What do you think? What do you think he's going to talk about? Let me know. I mean, it's hard to be nothing burger in my opinion. Yeah, let's wait until he actually answers questions true. What are your questions? What are your questions? So if Chris and CZ were really friends, he should have listed it. They're just playing nice in my opinion. So far, they're more like, yeah, well, how do you call people that are like our co-workers, but also opponents? Co-work opponents? Industry opponents? I don't know how you call those. Crow getting listed on Robinhood. That's big news. That is really big news. I've said it in some comments that I will remain bearish on the minting unless I see some evidence that there's a clear reason to dilute the governance, or to dilute the tokens. For example, being bought by the US government. I mean, it makes sense. I think it makes sense, Pete. Don't trust words, trust code, or trust a plan. Don't just trust anything, right? Makes sense. Inter is getting fired. The intern? Which one? One, two, one. Yeah, okay. Music is still going on. Solid Snake has some intel here. Solid Snake has some intel here. So Robinhood is saying it listed Crow as a future coin. Interesting. That is really interesting, honestly, because it's that's breaking news. That is breaking news. Pete is saying regarding that listing, that futures listing, maybe there's an external provider that will be launching the Crow ETF. We saw AVAX and a couple of others launch recently as well. We don't know what has been going on behind the scenes. So if that's honestly the case, that is a big F up here by Robinhood. They just spoiled the party for next Tuesday. So if CDC and Van Eck have been working since January to get the ETF ready, they could be launching very, very soon. Typically though, I think, Pete, I think they have to go through the SEC, right, for futures listings. That's what I'm not entirely sure of though. That's what I'm not entirely sure of, but that could be some absolutely great news for the token. And typically I think once it has to go to the SEC, it is actually becoming public. Coin Baron is a whale. I'm not a small fish. I'm not a small fish. I hold more than Black Sea. But I want to reiterate, guys. I like to talk where my mouth is. I like how do you say that? You know, I have belief in it myself. So why shouldn't I be buying? It's not like some people, you know, they make content because they like to pump their own backs. I'm just trying to bring people along on my journey and, you know, share my thoughts and share what's going on in the market. You absolutely need to make your own decisions, but it's good. So you got fired for not showing up to work because you do so much YouTube? No, I wish. I wish. Blake is asking, do you think Crow will pump after the AMA? Oh, oops. I don't know. I don't know, but I can tell you this much, Blake, that the last time we got an AMA, we kept pumping. We kept pumping. Could be complete coincidence. Could also be because, you know, Bitcoin went to 100K. I think that's the more likely clarification for that one. But hey, at least it happened. At least it happened, right? AMA and we got a pump. Yeah, Philip is right. So, you know, it's okay to wait, but you can only get real trust after the AMA. So, a good question here by JJ. Where will all the new Crow go to? Where will all the new Crow go to? And we don't know. We don't know, unfortunately, JJ. Well, we know one thing. We know one thing. If you take a look, and let me go to the proposal once more. So this is the proposal by Cronos Labs. All we know is that all the Crow that's going to be unlocked will go into the Cronos Strategic Reserve. That doesn't mean they will start giving it away. It doesn't mean they will start selling. That doesn't mean it will really enter the market. Let me remind you guys as well that the US government has a huge reserve of gold. doesn't mean you're selling gold. No, I think are they accumulating more gold right now? I think their gold supply is pretty steady, but having a reserve doesn't necessarily mean selling. Even better, for the US reserve, the US strategic reserve, it doesn't, they really did mention for the Bitcoin reserve, they are not selling any Bitcoin. They made this vote, we're not going to sell any Bitcoin. That's also what Trump again confirmed today, not selling Bitcoin. So there is this potential scenario, and a bit of speculation again, but with all these new tokens, they're kind of manipulating the circulating supply. So the circulating supply of Cronos, that can actually bring up the market cap for Cronos. That will actually help bring up the price as well, market cap wise, on, for example, CoinGecko or on CoinMarketCap. So maybe they're just minting tokens and not selling anything. That's a potential use case. But of course, there's always this risk. There's always this risk because they can sell. It's unlocked, it's in their wallet, but we don't know. But GPay is clever, right? I mean, they always give clever answers. I don't think Chris is going to answer the tough questions. I thought about this as well, Israel. I thought about this as well, but in the last AMA, he actually answered a lot of questions from the community about why didn't this token get listed? Why didn't this token get listed? Why not this token as well? He kept delivering on that front. So call me foolish, but I think he will also answer the hard questions on that front as well this time. He is a man of riddles, though. that's right. But again, it's hard to create a tweet like this. This tweet here. This tweet. No, not this tweet. How can you not answer any hard questions and say this? Make Crow great again. You will have a list of questions, yeah. So it will be pre-recorded. So if anyone wondering, go to their Twitter page or go to my previous video. I got a link there. I got a link to their Google page here. There you can ask your own questions. You can ask your own questions. Hi from Oakland, Canada. Love it. Why is 30 billion not enough? Good question. I think that's the elephant in the room, isn't it? So Inferno Killer is asking, what proof do we have for the Robinhood listing? I think I have to check afterwards, Inferno, but you can actually go to their Robinhood page and they do mention they're going to list more futures, including crypto. Me, myself, was saying maybe Trump is going to give tech breaks on Made in America crypto. Maybe the 70 million is minted in the US and therefore it's a US made. We literally don't know. So for futures, they do need an application to the SEC before approval. But in the light of the current leadership being more pro-crypto, then as long as the paperwork is filed properly, it should be approved. That's true though. That's very true, Pete. That's very true. So according to the rumors then, guys, so it's going to be listed, but it's not yet tradable. It is not yet tradable. The price of Crow is not really doing anything yet, though. Again, it's not tradable yet, so I don't think, though, this is a buy the news or sell the news event. JJ, thanks for answering. Well, we will all know the strategy address, just waiting to see how they will move. Hopefully buyback will be amazing. That's still planned. That's still planned on their roadmap, so I think it's going to be happening in Q3, Q4. We'll see. Yeah, Peter's right. So what Pete is mentioning here is they will cherry pick the questions, so you can hand over your question. And if you're going to hand over your question, make sure, even though you're bearish on the token, right, ask your question in a polite and somewhat clever way. So they're not going to just dismiss it. I mean, honestly, if I just want to say, I F you, Chris, why do you freaking do this to me? I would skip the question as well. What would the price of Crow be if Trump didn't win? Good question. Good question. Maybe it would actually be higher. Who knows? Who knows? So far, Biden has been pretty good for the crypto prices so far. Ladies and gentlemen, though, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a lot of viewers today. A lot of viewers. I want to reiterate that Sunday we will be back. Sunday we'll be back and we will be checking if we're going to close in the green. I think this is going to be a very important week to close in the green. I'm hoping for a bit of a revival for also this uptrend here. We got this uptrend going on. We can see it as well if you go take a look here at Crow Bitcoin. In general, Crow Bitcoin has had quite a bit of movement. So I want to keep doing that. And to keep going up, we also need a bit of Bitcoin. A bit of Bitcoin pump as well. So let's see. I hope to see you guys back. I hope to see Mikey back Sunday. And Mikey also locked up a bit of his Crow. So I'm really curious what he's going to do with his Crow when it unlocks. But yeah, interesting times. Interesting times. Him saying make Crow great again is very bad looking. So what was until now? Well, it's not looking great, is it? It's not looking all too great. I think this was the great time. This was the great time of Crow. $1. 50 cents to $1. That's great. This isn't great. 7 cents. Maybe he starts caring a bit more. Anyways, guys, I will be back Sunday. Don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button if you want to not miss this AMA upcoming Tuesday. I will be live streaming, so Sunday and Tuesday, very early in the EU morning. So make sure, again, you stay subscribed. Strap in, and I will strap out for the day, guys. Have a great evening. Enjoy, and talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.